Since the NHL season has been underway for well over a month now, I decided it'd be fun to go back to this topic. NHL netminders, just like any athletes, have their ups and downs. However, it's even more detrimental to a team when they're struggling. In this video, we're going to go over a handful of goalies that haven't met expectations. We'll go over things such as contracts, stats, and the overall outlook of their respective teams. But before we do, if you're not subscribed to my channel, I'd love it if you could hit the subscribe button for more NHL themed content. And with that, here are the top 5 worst NHL goalies of this season so far. Last postseason was most certainly a dreamlike scenario for Stuart Skinner, as he, along with his team, made it all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. Unless you've been hiding under a rock, however, you'll know that the Oil fell short in 7 games. And as Connor McDavid once said, "That's not good enough! The Finals! Big deal!" Anyways, this season, similarly to the last, started off pretty rocky for Edmonton. Connor McDavid suffered an injury that kept him out for a few games, and Zach Hyman was snake-bitten as well. Another element of the story that hasn't since remedied itself, however, is the lackluster goaltending. Skinner, in his home debut, found himself being chased out of the net by the Winnipeg Jets, who are playing at an ungodly level, yes, but it still wasn't a good look regardless. Out of the 10 games he's appeared in thus far, he's only been able to sport a .900 save percentage in half of all games. If we compare him to his peers, he's 7th from the bottom as I'm making this video, with an egregious .883 save percentage. And while yes, the Oil's defense is notorious for leaving their goalies high and dry, Skinner certainly isn't helping his case by pouting after every single goal. Body language speaks volumes, and it's a huge way of communicating. Even after his team won 7-3 recently, Skinner was shown slamming his stick and refusing to celebrate with his teammates thereafter. So essentially there are some things you can't control, but your own conduct is one that you can. Skinner also has one of the lowest goals saved above expected in the league as well, with a negative 5.3. When Philip Grubauer was initially selected by Seattle, he made his way to the Emerald City with quite the resume, as Grubauer, who was coming off of his best career season, was a Vezina finalist for 2021. He also backed up Braden Holtby in net throughout the postseason, in which Washington secured its first Stanley Cup in team history. Therefore, Grubauer looked like a solid choice initially for GM Ron Francis. Unfortunately though, the goaltender's tenure thus far in Seattle has been inconsistent at best, considering that more has been expected of him since he joined the Kraken. Grubauer has struggled as a starter for his team. Despite the fact that he's only played in 6 games so far this season, Grubauer has failed to hit the .900 save percentage threshold for 3 seasons. With 5 losses under his belt this season, the goaltender has only been able to secure 1 W before he succumbed to injury. Currently, the German netminder is sporting the 4th worst save percentage league-wide with a .877. When the Arizona Coyotes made the transition to Utah, many NHL fans were skeptical as to how the team would fare in Salt Lake City. However, the Utah Hockey Club has proven a lot of fans wrong, as they've managed to remain at the .500 mark despite a slew of injuries. It really speaks volumes though to the team's overall performance when we consider how inconsistent the goaltending has been so far. Utah's starter Connor Ingram has the lowest goals saved above expected currently league-wide, with a negative 6.7. He also has a 5th worst save percentage amongst his peers, with a .879. However, as I alluded to, his team has been able to still put the puck into the net, which has helped his record. As of November 11th, Ingram is sporting a 6-3-3 record, which is pretty remarkable considering his struggles. Now a quick word from today's sponsor, Fanatics. Now that Fanatics has truly taken over the jersey scene, they've entrusted me to rep their products as an affiliate. If you'd like to stock up on your favorite team's merch or get a gift for the holidays, click my link below to support the channel. Or if you aren't sure what to buy, let me help you out. Right now, Fanatics has a sale going on for a beautiful alternate Sidney Crosby jersey going for just $175. And in case you're one of those sickos that prefers the other black and gold setup, just kidding Boston fans, there's a David Pastrnak jersey going for the same price right now as well. Simply click right below the video to purchase and to support me as well. It's truly a win-win. And now, back to the video. Similarly to Edmonton, the Pittsburgh Penguins had a pretty rough start to the season as well. Just like the Oilers did, the Pens got shut out in their first game and outscored by a landslide. As the losses began to pile up quickly, fans were beginning to wonder if Mike Sullivan was in the hot seat. However, it wasn't Sully that was sent away. Instead, it was the Penguins' starting goaltender Tristan Jarry. Jarry, after securing the bag last offseason, has been average at best. Last season, for instance, he finished with a .903 save percentage after playing in 51 contests. And once he began manning the crease for this current campaign, well, I'm just going to say it, it's been a disaster, as Jarry has almost appeared like a reincarnation of Jack Campbell when he was in oil country. After just 3 games played, Jarry has recorded a .836 save percentage. His most recent blunder came about while facing the Buffalo Sabres. Jarry, who allowed 3 goals on just 5 shots in the first period, was pulled by Sullivan, who sent Joel Blomqvist to take his place. Following just 2 games in which he was a healthy scratch in, Jarry was sent down to the minors for a mandatory conditioning stint. All things considered, Jarry made some massive strides in the right direction in Wilkes-Barre. Once he was called back up to join his team in Pittsburgh, Jarry had managed a .410 record and a .926 save percentage. It will be interesting to see how the netminder fares once he begins competing again at the NHL level. Similarly to Grubauer, Alex Georgiev played his best hockey when he wasn't the main guy in nets. Even still, the overall picture suggests that consistency isn't king for Georgiev when he's heavily relied upon. Last season, for instance, he fell short of the .900 threshold with a .898 save percentage. Upon the current campaign commencing, it quickly became apparent that the goaltender was struggling from the start. After he let in 5 goals on 16 shots in his first appearance for Colorado, Georgiev would go on to record a .700 save percentage, a second time against CBJ. Out of all the contests he's appeared in so far, he's only managed to let in fewer than 3 goals on 1 occasion. Besides that, amongst all NHL goalies that have played at least 5 games, he has the worst save percentage of them all, with a .851. His negative 5.9 goals saved above expected just speaks to how badly he struggled so far in nets. Hopefully though, he'll be able to build on his most recent win against Carolina and find his game sooner rather than later. In conclusion, it'll be interesting to see how these goalies do as the season progresses. Will they rebound and prove us all wrong, or will they continue the trend of inconsistent play? Let me know down in the comments what you think about the goalies featured in this video. I'd love to hear about it. If this is your first time tuning into my channel, please consider subscribing for more NHL themed content. And if you're already subscribed or just wanting extra content from me, consider joining my Patreon. A few big perks you'll receive for just the cost of a cup of coffee per month are videos in advance without ads, monthly shoutouts, and unseen analytics. You can also join for free if committing isn't your thing and receive an occasional extra piece of content from yours truly. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.